8051 serial port class 4. The contents of today's discussions are: the first topic is generating baud rates, that is symbol rates. That is mainly here we'll be discussing about generating baud rates in different modes of operation, that is different modes of 8051 serial communication operation. That is mode 0, mode 1, mode 2 and mode 3. Next topic is connection to RS-232. Here mainly we'll be discussing about connection to RS-232 using drivers and receivers. And the last topic is serial communication programming in assembly. So that means mainly the steps, the different steps involved in serial communication programming in assembly. That is the initial adjustments and initial steps we need to follow during while writing program in serial communication in 8051 microcontroller. And also at last this process is explained by considering one example program. The first topic is generating baud rates, that is symbol rates, using serial port in different modes, that is mode 0, mode 1, mode 2 and by using mode 3. Now let us start with the first operation, that is serial port in mode 0. Mode 0 has a fixed baud rate which is 1 by 12 of the oscillator frequency as we studied earlier. To run the serial port in this mode, none of the timer or counter need to be set up. So timer counter setup is not required to work in this particular mode. Only the SCON register need to be defined. That is serial control register that need to be defined to work in this particular mode. To work in mode 0, the SCON register SM0 and SM1 values that should be set to 0 and 0. That is bit number 7 and 6 of SCON serial control register should be loaded with value 0 and 0. The baud rate generated, so that will be oscillator frequency divided by 12. Next, the serial port in mode 1. Mode 1 has a variable baud rate. The baud rate can be generated by either timer 1 or timer 2. So timer 2 in 8052 only. Using timer or counter 1 to generate baud rate. How exactly it is? Let us just look into this particular part. For this purpose, timer 1 is used in mode 2, that is auto reload. The baud rate generated, it will be equal to k into oscillator frequency divided by 32 into 12 into 256 minus th1, that is timer 1 value as given in the equation. In the previous equation, the value of k, that is equal to 1 if the SMOD bit in the PCON register, that is power control register, bit number 7, if it is equal to 0, and if SMOD value it is equal to 1, then k is equal to 2. So SMOD is the PCON register. The one important observation what we can make here is, if SMOD is 1, then k is equal to 2. So that means if SMOD bit of PCON register, if it is set by the program, then the baud rate doubles. This is very important observation. But most of the time the user knows the baud rate and needs to know the reload value or the value what we need to load for TH1 register. Therefore, the equation to calculate TH1 can be rewritten as, or the previous equation what we had earlier. So we can rewrite that particular equation as TH1 is equal to 256 minus k into oscillator frequency divided by 384 into baud rate. Here th1, that particular value must be an integer value. So rounding off th1 to the nearest integer may not produce the desired baud rate. So here in this case, the user may have to choose another crystal frequency. And one more important thing, since the PCON power control register is not bit addressable, one way to set the bit is to logical ORing the PCON register, that is ORL PCON comma hash 80H that is the immediate value 80H. The address of PCON is 87H. That means if it is required to change the SMOD value of PCON register, that is bit number 7 from 0 to 1 to double the baud rate, then what we need to do is we should OR the PCON register with the immediate value 80H by the instruction ORL PCON comma immediate hash 80H. The table shown here, it shows the values to be loaded into TH1 register, that is timer 1 register, to get the corresponding baud rate. It also shows that the baud rates are doubled when S mod is equal to 1. That is what clearly if you observe the table, the column number 1 is the TH1 or the timer register 1 value what we need to load in hexa. The column number 2 is the baud rate achieved with that particular value in TH1 when S mod value is equal to 0, and the third column is the baud rate achieved uh, for the same TH1 value when S mod is equal to 1. That is, if it is required to get a baud rate of 9600, what we need to do is S mod bit of PCON that should be loaded with the value 0, and TH1 should be loaded with the hexadecimal value FD. If it is required to get a baud rate of 19,200, then again TH1 should be loaded with the FD and S mod should be loaded with the value 1. If it is required to get the baud rate of 4,800, then S mod should be 0, S mod should be loaded with value 0, and TH1 should be loaded with value FA hexa. And if it is required to get the value of 9600, it also can be achieved by loading S mode value with 1 and TH1 value with FA as shown in the table. Also, if you load TH1 register with value F4 hexa, the baud rate achieved is 2400 if you load S mode register with value 0, and we can double this value to 4800 simply by changing S mode register value with 1, S mode bit value with 1. And again if you load TH1 register with the hexa value E8H, the baud rate achieved is 1200 if S mode value is 0, and again we can increase the same baud rate to 2400, or we can double it just by changing S mode bit value with 1 as shown in the figure. And one more important thing we need to note here is XTAL is equal to 11.0592 megahertz, that is the crystal frequency is equal to 11.0592 megahertz. The next part is serial port in mode 2. The baud rate is fixed in this mode and it is 1 by 32 or 1 by 64 of the oscillator frequency depending on the value of the S mod bit in the PCON register. If we load the S mod bit of PCON register with value 0, this one what the baud rate what we can get is 1 by 32 of the oscillator frequency, and if we load S mod bit of PCON register with value 1, then the baud rate what we get is 1 by 64 of the oscillator frequency. In this mode, none of the timers are used and the clock comes from the internal phase 2 clock. If S mod is equal to 1, the baud rate is 1 by 32 of the oscillator frequency, and if S mod is equal to 0, or S mod of PCON register value if it is equal to 0, the baud rate what we can get is 1 by 64 of the oscillator frequency as we discussed earlier. To set SMOD bit, what we need to do is again same thing, ORL pcon comma hash 80h or immediate value 80h. The ORing operation we need to consider here because it is not bit addressable. The address of pcon is 87h. And one more important thing, what we can remember here is by changing SMOD bit in pcon from 0 to 1, we can double the baud rate in 8051. And when we come to serial port in mode 3, the baud rate in mode 3 is variable and sets up exactly the same as in mode 1. The next topic is connection to RS-232. In RS-232C, the voltage level plus 3 volt to plus 15 volt is defined as logic 1, and from minus 3 volt to minus 15 volt is defined as logic 0. The control and timing signals are compatible with the TTL level. Because of the incompatibility of the data lines with the TTL logic, voltage translators called line drivers and line receivers are required to interface TTL logic with the RS-232C signals. This is the very important point to be remembered. The figure shows the connection between RS-232C and 8051. So here MAX232 chip is used as a line driver and line receiver. So we know that 8051 assigns two pins, that is RxD P3.0 and TXD, that is P3.1, for reception and transmission of serial data respectively. Now these pins are TTL compatible, therefore they require line driver and line receiver to make them RS-232C compatible. The MAX232 has two sets of line drivers and line receivers for transmitting and receiving data. But here, for this purpose, only one set is required for one serial communication. So this is what again we need to remember. The next topic is serial communication programming in assembly. Here in this session, mainly we'll be discussing about or we'll be studying about the important steps required for programming 8051 for serial data transfer. Now, to program 8051 to transfer data serially, we have to perform the following sequence of actions for all the programs. Now the first step what we need to follow is load the TMOD, that is timer mode register, with the value 20H to use timer 1 in mode 2, that is 8-bit auto reload format, to set the baud rate. Next, the second step is load TH1, that is timer 1 register, to set the desired baud rate for serial data transfer. That means if it is required to work with a baud rate of 9600, means the TH1 register should be loaded with the hexa value FD. And if it is required to work with a baud rate of 4800, means TH1 should be loaded with the value FA in hexa. In default condition, the SMOD bit, that is 7th bit of PCON register, it will be in 0 value. It will be holding 0 value. So if it is required to get a baud rate of 19,200, in that case what we need to do is initially set SMOD bit of PCON register 1, then load TH1 TH1 register with the value FD, or else it considers the default value. The next, that is the third step, is load SCON, that is serial control register, with the value 50H to use serial mode 1, where an 8-bit data is framed with the start and stop bit. That means to work in mode 1, SCON register, so that should be loaded with value 50H. The next step, that is step number 4, is set TR1 to 1. So that means set tr1 to start the timer 1. So we need to start timer 1 after that. The next step is clear ti with the clear ti instruction. TI is nothing but transmit interrupt flag, that is the first bit of SCON register. What we need to do is we should clear it using TI clear TI instruction. The next, that is the sixth step, is write a character to be sent into the SBUF register. So we know that already. If anything serially we need to transmit, means that should be copied to SBUF, that is serial buffer register. In serial communication, if anything we need to transmit serially, means that should be copied to SBUF, then only we can transmit it serially. And the next step, that is step number 7, is check the TI flag bit with instruction JNB, that is jump if no borrow, TI, comma some other representation, to see if the character has been transferred completely. Here what happens is initially the TI bit it will be 0. During transmission, yeah, it will be 0 only. After the completion of the transmission of the information contained in SBUF, it sets. So here in this particular step we need to check that whether it set or not. If it sets, yeah, that means the transmission is complete. Then what we need to do is go to step 5 to transfer the next character. That is clear TI. Already TI sets if transmission is completed. Again we need to clear TI with the clear TI instruction and load the SBUF with the character what we need to send, and again check TI. So this particular step, these things we need to continue. So these are the steps we need to follow to transfer data serially while writing program, okay, in 8051 microcontroller. Now let us write one assembly level program by considering the previously stated steps to transmit some letter serially using 8051 microcontroller. Now the program statement is 8051 assembly language program to transfer letter A serially at 9600 baud rate continuously. Now the requirement here is we should write one assembly language program to transmit a letter A serially using 8051 microcontroller, and the baud rate is also specified, that is 9600. If you just look into the solution, the first step or the first instruction is move t mode comma #20h. That is the timer mode register. It should be loaded with the immediate value 20h. Okay, so that is to represent it in timer 1 mode 2 auto reload format. The next step here is move th1, that is timer 1 register with the immediate value fdh, because our requirement is the baud rate should be 9600 baud rate. So to achieve this one, as we seen earlier, the th1 register should be loaded with the immediate value fd in hexa. If the baud rate required is mentioned like 19,200, in that case what we need to do is we should change the S mode bit of pcon register with the value 1. And again, if the baud rate requirement is 4,800, means yeah, S mode should be 0 only, and th1 should be loaded with the value fa in hexa. Here in our case the baud rate requirement is 9600, so th1 is loaded with the immediate value fd in hexa. The next instruction is move SCON, #50h. That means the SCON serial control register is loaded with the immediate value 50h. So with this the data representation is 8 bit, 1 stop bit, and REN is enabled. So if you load SCON with the #50h, that is nothing but loading SCON with 01010000. So that means the SM1 bit will be 1 and SM0 is 0. So that means 01. So the mode selected is uh, mode 1 and REN bit is also enabled, that is bit number 4, that is receive enable control bit. The next instruction is setb tr1, that is set bit timer 1. So to start the timer 1. After that, the next instruction is move sbuf comma hash a, the letter a, because our requirement is to transfer letter a serially at a baud rate 9600 and continuously. So if anything we need to transmit serially means that should be copied to sbuf or serial buffer. So the letter a is copied to sbuf. The next instruction is JNB comma here. That means wait for the last bit to transfer. So what exactly happens is during transmission the TI will be 0. Initially we made it 0, and uh, after the transmission, when the transmission completes, whatever you have at SPUF, the transmission of that completes, the TI bit sets, that is the transmit interrupt flag sets. So we need to check that. So here it will be continuously in a loop. When it sets, so the control comes out of it, and the next instruction is clear TI. So when during the after the completion of the transmission of the information contained in SBUF, TI sets, and after that, yeah, we clear it by CLR TI. And then the next instruction is sjump start, means it moves to move sbuf comma hash a. Again the second letter, that is again a itself, that will be transmitted in this manner. So if you execute this particular program, so what happens is this particular instruction, sorry, program that transmits the letter a continuously through serial communication.